What up, guys? It's your boy, Grizzly Martian. And, you know, I actually gotta get something off my chest because. And I just started thinking about it on the way home. And so I wouldn't talk about it otherwise, but. My last video, right? Podcast. We were looking at John Kiriakou and Jared Leto and some really funny and insightful things that they were talking about, with John Kiriakou being Jared Leto's teacher and joining the CIA, and a fake professor at the school that he was teaching at recruited John Kiriakou into the CIA and all that shit, right? Well, I took a clip from that like I usually do, and I put it over on Facebook, and there was somebody who commented, and they left two comments. And the first comment was something like, "Oh, yeah, he definitely switched up." Which has nothing to do with anything that I was talking about, okay? And then the next comment was saying, "Why is he repeating everything John Kiriakou is saying? I fucking hate stupid ass people like this. Fuck this guy. I hope that cardboard cutout strangles him, so I don't have to hear this stupid fucking shit. It pisses me off so bad." Now, some of you might hear that and go, "Wow, fucking haters. What a troll." No, that's not what that is. Do trolls and haters exist? Yes, they do. That was literally a Fed CIA bot account. They do this shit. You know, they're all over on every platform. And if you haven't noticed, in case you don't know, I am algorithmically suppressed on every single platform. And, I mean, if you've been watching me for a while, you already know that. And if you've seen a good portion of my stuff, you can probably guess why, to a certain extent. And I don't want to get into all of that right now, but let me tell you why. And this happens quite frequently, but there's a reason all of this happens and why I know it's not like just a troll account. First of all, like I said, first comment, nothing to do with anything. The next comment, it's kind of funny because, first of all, is that how anybody actually reacts? Are you getting that upset about, do you know what a podcast is? Do you understand what commentary on a video like that is? And then, what's real funny too, is in that comment where that person is threatening me. They're talking about a cardboard cutout strangling me because I put this as the thumbnail for that video on Facebook, right? So in that thumbnail, it does look like Jared Leto, who, you know, Mannequin Skywalker was replaced by Jared Leto. And in that thumbnail, it does look like a cardboard cutout. So, not only, right, the comment is all over the place. You're actually not making sense. It's all incoherent. Nothing really adds up. And the only visual aspect of anything that you're going off of is the thumbnail. So, not only that, I went to go block that account, and what do you know? It's a locked account. Yep. Cool, yeah. So, on certain videos or certain topics and things like this, what the good old boys at the CIA, I'm guessing, what they like to do, and I'm sure it happens with other people and stuff, but I've just noticed it so many times on my videos and for specific things especially. What they like to do is set up one of those bot accounts and give them like whatever, a general prompt of, I guess, what they want them to do or something, and then they just let them have at it. And what they hope is to, well, I guess get a rise or reaction out of me, and I guess to a certain extent you did. Here I am talking about it, but in context, I'm trying to explain everything and give a little fuck you. Right? So, what they're hoping to do is leave a comment like that that's so everything and all over the place that you look at the comment and look at what they're saying and you get so confused and you're trying to understand what they're doing that the stuff that I'm actually talking about in the video, they're hoping you don't actually listen or like get the message, or like it warps your perception of what I'm actually saying. There's actually, guys, a lot of everything that you see on the internet is so fake to an insane degree. And there's actually so many layers of it with kind of the stuff that I'm talking about, and like certain videos and stuff, it'll kind of just get forced into the algorithm. And I think what they do is like just preload it with like whatever, 10,000 likes and fake comments or all this stuff. And they try to act like people are enjoying it and people are viewing it. And I think they kind of just want to see how brainless people are and how much you're not thinking about stuff. And if you just see a video with a bunch of likes, if you'll like it too, if like they want to see if it can like turn into actual whatever, actual engagement from nothing. You know? And there's a lot of other things that they do, but there's also another really weird, even creepier layer where that stuff is going on in the human level, right? Conscious people doing things for certain outcomes. And then there is actually a whole layer of an intelligence that actually exists in the universe that is disembodied but aware of what it's doing. And it's like non-local and it's like everywhere. It's almost managing reality in really weird ways. And it can actually use technology to manifest into reality in strange ways, kind of like all of this. Not only that, what's weird about it too is that this intelligence that I'm talking about that actually exists in the universe, it's almost the same thing that is kind of like fueling thoughts and creativity and imagination to a certain degree. And especially over the last century, it is kind of embedded certain ideas, thoughts, and inspiration unbeknownst to the humans, the people that are getting these ideas. It has embedded certain ideas of technology, of things that they could create. And when the human gets this spark of intuition and imagination, they act in the physical world and they build that idea into reality. And so, like, Nikola Tesla and stuff, this is a good example because he had a lot of really interesting ideas, and he even said that he felt like he was in contact with some other beings or intelligences that were kind of fueling these thoughts and inventions and things. Some people at a certain level, they not only can be aware of that happening, but they can recognize it and then they can tell you about it. Other people are mostly completely unaware that it's even happening and that it's even real, and they will just take that inspiration and they will build that technology, that AI, that algorithm, that platform, that whatever it is. So, the way I see it, why this thing actually did that is so that, because it's usually operating from this invisible space, trying to manage reality, trying to make things cohesive for everything that we're all experiencing at all times, because reality is actually like a consensus-based construction of everybody's perception coming into one structure, okay? So there's actually a lot of ways that people with a different frame of mind or so much independent thinking or different imagination or just a different way of seeing the world, they're all fueling that same thing too, and so it gets a little messy trying to keep it all together. That's why not only in the food there's a bunch of artificial dyes and what are they called? GMOs? Genetically modified organisms and artificial sweeteners and sugar, and in your water there's fluoride, and meat is infected. They want to make meat like lab created meat. All of this is to literally dumb you down, suppress your third eye, and make you a NPC. They want everybody to think in the same type of way. The humans are doing this. I mean, maybe this is part of them, whatever. But they don't want you to know all of this. And the reason they're trying to like dumb everybody down and get them on one path of thinking is kind of for everything that I'm talking about. So, this thing that's operating has been influencing and manipulating humans for as long as humanity has actually been around. But lately, over the last century, we've had this real big innovation of technology and the digital world and the internet and all this type of shit. Social media, like everything, right? AI. So, I think that it wanted to put this kind of technology into the world because it can almost do the thing that it's already been doing from the outside, but at a different layer of reality, and really influence and manipulate everybody at a personal degree that would have much more impact than just thoughts floating by that you may or may not do. Like literally putting things in front of you that can manipulate you to quite a degree. Now, that's all happening. And also, to a certain degree, I think all of that thing can also actually manifest in physical forms into our reality to communicate with you in certain ways, or, certain anomalous things that happen. You take like Skinwalker Ranch, for example, and the weird trickster aspect to a lot of the things that they experience, and there's certain areas where whatever it is, certain magnetic divergence in the usual grid that we're usually on, or some weird location where things align in just a certain way. There's certain areas, right, where this anomalous behavior is much more active or much easier to see. And that trickster thing at places like Skinwalker Ranch, pretty sure it's that same type of thing. But, you know, so what I'm getting at, a lot of what you see is fake as shit, and there's a lot of layers to all of that happening. Okay? Now, with what I was describing with that CIA bot at the beginning, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So I just want to let you guys know, fuck off. That would be great. But I know you won't. Because, Yep. Cool, dude. Well, that should be enough for you for tonight, huh? Cool. Have fun with all of that. Dude. Now, all of those things, right, that I just said, just imagine what I have actually experienced to be able to put all of that together and tell you with the utmost certainty that something like that is actually happening. What do you think, huh? What do you think could bring someone to such a conclusion? Very weird shit. That's what. Alright. Take it easy. Bye.